As much as a lot of people have respected my review and others have demanded me to re-review this figure, unfortunately that is not going to happen for the foreseeable future. So, instead of taking another look at this piece of shit right here, I've decided that it was time to break down and purchase Breakdown, which is definitely a redeeming factor of the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise toy series. Is he good? Is he bad? Well, it's Japanese, so let's find out. Alright, just for the record, I am not a big fan of putting together toys or model kits, but that's not as bad as my hatred towards decals. But I will do what I can to get by it for this review. And there's pretty much a simple way to do that. All I gotta do is look at something by far worse. This piece of shit right here. Seriously, guys. I fucking hate this toy. Let's start this review off with this vehicle mode, which I have to say is very nice and very top notch when it comes to show accuracy. I mean, they've got everything down packed in this small little vehicle. And by small, I mean it. For a Voyager figure, it's not really that big. I mean, it is a lot better than Deluxe Ratchet, of course. And of course, Deluxe Viacon. Sorry, I can't actually compare him with Bulkhead. I don't have that figure at the moment. Coming from the price that I had to pay for online to get this figure, I'd be expecting more than sticker decals. I mean, really. For customizers out there, you might actually have a little fun with this, because if you actually peel off the stickers, underneath the headlights are actually molded on headlights, which just need a little paint. So yeah. But other than that, I mean, some of the decals do work and some of them do not. For example, back here at the bumper, these do not work. Just, I mean, the sticker alone just does not match with the headlights that are, sorry, the tail lights that are underneath. They don't. And at least this little bubble effect over here, as you can see on both sides, which really makes it stand out like an eyesore. It really does. It's tragic. Don't get me wrong, I like the shiny metallic effect it gives off, but other than that, I mean, there's nothing really special about it. Some of the window stickers are actually pretty good. They could be better, but, you know, that's just a little nitpicking. There's one right here. Here's one on the other side. But what really works with this vehicle mode is the fact that the Decepticon symbols are a shiny metallic color. So I love that, how it just reflects on the camera if you're noticing it. It is just, it's well done. Let's put it that way. I love it. And I love I love the fact that all the panel linings actually line up perfectly in vehicle mode. There is really no robot kibble present if you're looking at it from the front. But at the back, you'll notice that his kneecaps are actually showing, which, you know, can't be helped. And also, underneath, if you have to be so nitpicky, you'll notice that some of his, I guess his arms, I'm guessing, is showing off. You know, the robot kibble is there. But, here's the one thing I just noticed not too long ago. If you look very carefully from what I showed off, here is the CGI rendering of the vehicle mode. And that alone is also showing off some robot kibble. Sure, it's a different color, but as you can see, it's present on both the show design and the toy itself, which is very, very, very awesome. I love the fact that they're trying to keep this very close to show accuracy. If I have to be a little more nitpicky, if you notice very carefully, the wheels are actually painted. The wheels on the figure itself are just a dull black. So yeah. Not much beyond that. I mean, really, all it does, it just rolls in this mode. And if I actually had that Micron actually assembled at the moment, I could peg him right here. I could peg him over here, 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 or here. There's a lot of areas where that Micron can be pretty much plugged in any place whatsoever. Even in the back. The spare tire has a place where it can be plugged in. So that's a lot. I mean, what are we talking, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. 10 places where that Micron figure could be plugged in. And I'm sorry I can't show that off at the moment, but I mean, I have not assembled to him, but we'll get to him as soon as we can. But that's really it for this mode, so let's go ahead and take another step further. Let's go into its robot mode. And here's Breakdown in his robot mode. And may I say, first of all, this is very, very close to show accuracy. I don't think it would get any better than this, especially if he was in a leader class. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, you'll notice that he's actually quite bare at the moment because I have not actually put the stickers on yet for his robot mode. If you look very carefully, you can see his vehicle stickers. They're still present on the figure. Unfortunately, though, I mean, I was not able to get to the robot mode as of yet. So I'll just go ahead and do that right now. Alright guys, and here is Breakdown with all his stickers applied in both vehicle mode and robot mode. So yes, he is completed. Now for the pros. The sticker detail is very, very nice. It makes this figure pop out really well. I like the fact that there's shininess to him. I mean, the metallic look to him. What they show off is very, very nice. I mean, there's kind of a reflection. You can actually see me on these things, which is that nice. Very shiny. The metallic look to some of them is pretty cool as well, especially how they just glisten in the light. It's just so amazing. Awesome details to each and every last decal, which I love. Now for the cons. They're not that strong. They peel off very easily if you are not careful. And it's not just that. I'll show you something else. Look at his kneecaps. 100% stickered applied. But if you look very carefully, just because of the way that these stickers are designed, this one right here on the left side sticks out like a sore thumb over the right side. Notice that. It overlaps one another because they're not proportioned correctly. And that goes for these up here. The metallic chrome looking ones, I mean, they're nice to look at, but they are just proportioned incorrectly. All the stickers are. Look very carefully here. You will see that the bottom one here at the foot, it just doesn't cover up the whole entire area like it should. I mean, they're nice to look at, but the fact is they are not done correctly, or should I say properly. So, being that the case, I really can't give any points here. I mean, if you look very carefully, you can see the issues with the ones right here on his waist. Sure, they're nice to look at, but they just don't get the job done. There is so much of a gap. And no, people, I did not position these incorrectly. This is exactly how it showed it off on the stickers manual. So yeah, it's kind of a letdown for Breakdown. So yeah, kind of a breakdown. Breakdown. But really, when it comes to his robot mode, the best part about this figure is two things. I mean, the proportions are great, makes him look very show accurate. Let's exclude the stickers for a moment, please. And the head sculpt. just like Air Arachnid. The only good thing really when it comes to that figure was the head sculpt. And no, this is not a sticker. None of this up here is a sticker. His whole entire head is painted completely. So that's nice. And it looks very show accurate. I love it. I love this figure. And don't get me wrong, I mean, some of the sticker applications do work, but the fact is they're not strong enough. They are just so disproportionate that it just ruins it. It just ruins the design of what it could have been for this figure. Kind of makes me want to take them all off and just repaint the figure, which, you know, for those who have seen my custom Sonic figures, you know what I'm capable of doing. So, let's get into his articulation, shall we? The head's on a ball joint. It can look up pretty far. That's due to transformation. It can look down a little bit. He can turn side to side. Let's see, ball jointed shoulders. Let's see, its elbows bend at a 90 degrees, but very, very tight. And that's really it for his arms. I mean, his hands don't do anything. They're just molded on bits of plastic, unless you consider this articulation, which, when we get to the Micron, you'll see why this is. His waist rotates due to transformation, but that's nice. A whole entire 360 degrees. Very nice. Ball jointed legs, they go up about that far. Not much. They go in and out. That's nice. They got a little thigh rotation, swivel joint. That's nice. That's about as far as they bend at the knees. Single jointed, not even 90 degrees, maybe about 75. And last but not least, his feet pivot up and down. There's no swivel or anything like that. They don't rotate. But overall, I'm really impressed with this robot mode. From the front to the back to the sides. And look at this. The backpack isn't really that bad. Really, it's actually pretty good for what the standard Transformers Prime figures have on backpacks. This is very acceptable. I like this. I really do. I love this figure. This figure is fantastic. And it makes me sad. It really makes me sad that some of you out there just won't ever have this figure. Because according to Hasbro at Comic-Con, there is no word whatsoever whether or not we're actually going to get a breakdown release in the US. And I know I'm making this sound like that I'm ending this review now, but nope. We still got another thing to take a look at, and that's his Micron. Because this is pretty much his weapon for robot mode. So let's go ahead and put this puppy together, or should I say this Rhino together, and we'll continue the review in a bit. Okay, just stop everything right here for a moment and let's take a look at this. Now, as you can see, the sticker decals haven't been completely applied to the Rhino Micron, and there's a good reason why. What the hell is this? Look very carefully. This is exactly as the instructions told me how to put this thing together and apply the stickers. Look, bubble, a bubble. And it just looks horrible. This is just terrible. What a shameful design. I do like the eye, however. It's nice and flat and it gives it a very, very nice robotic look to the Micron. I love that. But the other stickers, I mean, just the ones that apply to the joints that have to move due to transformation, and they just warp out, and it's just a terrible, terrible design and a big, big flaw on part of Takara Tomi's. I really hate to say this, but I'm probably going to be the first reviewer on YouTube who does not actually apply the stickers onto the Micron because, honestly, the decals suck. Okay, so if the instructions are correct, this is it. This is the whole entire Rhino Micron completed. And, honestly, without the stickers, it doesn't look that bad. Sure, a lot of people are probably saying it looks naked, but you know what? It's nothing more than just a drone anyway that actually converts into Breakdown's weapon, so does it really matter? The only actual attention to detail I actually gave it was 2 points. 2 points. Count them. 1, the eye. Like I said, it's very nice. It gives a nice touch to the Micron itself. And number 2 is up here. This Decepticon crystal. The sticker on the inside was a little tricky to get it in there perfectly, but if you notice, it is straight, it is flat, it is not warped out, there's no bubble whatsoever. It is a perfect sticker applied with this crystal gem. Alright, now in order to assemble the Micron into its weapon mode, just fold up the legs, forward, not backward, flip down the head, which can be a little tricky at first. Should click right in there. Flipped out this handle, And there you go. There's the axe. Or, sorry, the hammer. Now, you have an option. You can actually have it pegged in right here into the hand. Or, better yet, like the instructions show, you can flip down this. There's a little hole right here. Plug it in right here. It's a little tight, but bear with me. And there you go. There you go. Right there. That's perfect. Sure, it doesn't have the stickers, but you know what? It's just a weapon anyway. So, it's a drone. It's not like it's an actual robot. It doesn't actually transform into a robot. So, yeah, it's a drone. And, also, if you actually have these other Microns, which they're showing right here on the instructions, you can combine them and have like a bigger weapon for breakdown. Unfortunately, though, I really have no intentions on buying most of the Takara Tomy versions of the Transformers Prime figures. But overall, I do like what I've actually seen so far out of the whole entire Takara Tomy series so far. And honestly, I mean, these figures are the so-called what if Hasbro actually did something right. But my only issue, really, when it comes to these figures here is, remember, they do not rely on many paint applications. Maybe the face and a little bit around the vehicles in robot mode. But when it really comes down to it, it's all just one painted plastic bit that has nothing more than just you applying stickers. If you're not a big fan of stickers, the only thing I can really say at this moment is avoid these figures at all costs. Because sooner or later, they're going to pill, or they may even rip when you're messing around with the figures way too much. But honestly, this figure is well worth the pickup if you actually get a chance. Because like I said earlier in this review, Hasbro has already announced no future plans on a Transformers Prime official US Robots in Disguise class of breakdown. So, that's really disappointing and very shocking, because we really thought that Transformers Prime figures were going to go all the way. Especially when it all started in the US first. Takara Tomy came later on with the Transformers Prime figures with these Micron figures that aren't even a part of the show. So yeah, that's just a little creative idea they give, but really, you actually do get your money's worth. And a little more warning out there, be careful for what figures you actually buy online, because some of them can be a little loose, and there's really no fixing this. So it really doesn't matter, but I mean, this is just a little bit of a letdown for breakdown. I don't know how many more times I gotta say that, but really overall, this figure is well worth the pickup. Buy him, you won't regret it, except for the price. If you guys are not into expensive Transformer figures, avoid at all costs. If you're not into sticker applying, avoid at all costs. If you want breakdown and you just can't wait for a future release, if possible, from Hasbro, purchase at all costs. That's all I can say. And before we go, let's have a little quick size comparisons with Megatron, showing that he still is the giant one of them all. We've got Breakdown, the review of this review. We've got Soundwave, we've got Knockout, and we've got Viacon. I mean, this is just the family right here. This is absolutely perfect in scale with all these figures. I mean, he just fits in so well. And actually, to be honest, he doesn't fit in that bad when it comes to first edition figures with compared to Optimus Prime and RC, which aren't here at the moment. Just because I really can't get her in the whole entire picture. There we go. There she is. She's blocking Soundwave now. Soundwave's pissed off. So, yeah, there we go. There's the whole entire Decepticon family of the Transformers Prime line thus far. There will be many more Decepticons to come, especially Starscream in this review. I'm sorry, I don't have everyone at the moment. That's right. I don't have Starscream yet. I'm having a hard time deciding whether or not I should actually go with the Takara Tomy version or just get the US release and save myself a shiny penny. What do you guys think? Which one is the better Starscream figure of the Robots in Disguise of Transformers Prime line? Let me guys know, because that could definitely help me out on which figure I should get next and review. So that's it, guys. I've got nothing else to say. Sorry this was a long review, but I had a lot to go into, especially since, I mean, This is like, what, $65 to $75 worth into a review of a lot of stuff to go about. So, hopefully you found this review to be very interesting. Hopefully this will give you an idea whether or not this figure is worth it. But that's it, guys. I've got nothing else to say. That is the end review of the Transformers Prime Robots in Disguise Takara Tomy AM12 breakdown. Sorry that took me a while to figure that one out. So, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. I'll answer them when I have time, but I've got to move on to other reviews. So until next time, this is Red is Power signing out. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.